Hello, everybody. It's Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com and BigWaveTrading.net coming to you live with the July 23rd stock market wrap-up. Yeah, we are in July. Okay. First off, I want to say congratulations to the stock market indexes. They all had a fantastic day today. But once again, I got to be honest with you. While I'm bullish due to the trend, I never ever fight the trend, and I recommend you truly not to do this either, as it's very silly. As you can see off the March lows, the trend is completely higher. So you clearly got an uptrend. And besides that, with the uptrend on the NASDAQ, which is obviously our strongest market, compare that to the Chinese stock market. And as you can see, the trend is quite majorly up. And kind of here's like a linear regression line of the uptrend in China. So very, very, very bullish, very, very strong overall market. The one problem, though, is stocks aren't acting that well. Besides this, the NASDAQ looking beautiful, don't forget, I showed you ADY as one example, a very strong stock that, hey, if you did buy it right, which is, let's say you bought it intraday somehow here, you know, you still got to walk away with an 8% loss. However, if you bought the gap at anywhere, any point, any time, even if you got the lowest price, you know, you're still going to see at least a 25% loss. So nothing is that great with the breakdowns. And then another thing that's very interesting is, I will not lie to you non-subscribers, ARST was one of my favorite longs. Now, do you see this V that I drew here? That was like my only problem with it, is how V-shaped it was. However, on 7:15 it breaks out, heavier volume, increase in BOP, starts to work immediately, and then of course, for no God-known reason whatsoever, all of a sudden on 7:21 decides to reverse almost a full 8% on much higher volume while getting rid of the green BOP, thus turning a very wonderful buy with a very strong gain of at one point, you know, right around 10% from our buy, to a horrible, sad, right around here shows negative 1%, and it could be for some, but it was flat for me basically. Flat to down 1%. So, you know, you walk away with a small loss because of the fill in the morning, and of course, it looks like, oh, I guess AI got faked out. I guess ARST wants to go up. Look at that beautiful candlestick pattern with green BOP on the bottom and volume in the middle, strong volume, 2-day chart. You know, actually looks pretty bullish. Looks like I just got shaken out of great stock. Market's up big today. What does ARST do? Down almost 6%. 1806 is actually barely above the open of the day before. So it almost closed at or below the high of day that day. So that just goes to show you the best stocks still aren't working in here. That doesn't make things easy. For example, here are my two new longs that I gave to you. Let's go to the one we're gonna get rid of all of it because GMBT recently just completely failed. I gave you GMBT 2 days ago, and of course the very next day, market goes up, but it doesn't. So basically right here, and then look today, down another 3%. Look at what the 63 cents was the open. It's at 63 cents now. Maybe you can hold on to 25, 30% of it, but anything more than that would be crazy. And it just goes to show you, with this kind of luck, you know, when you have no luck, it doesn't matter. But hey, let's not forget about GMBT. Let me show you the day before. The day before, I picked AFFX. And not only did I pay AFFX, it was the only long that I picked. And as you can see why, is because it bounced right off the 50-day moving average. Still, look at where the old highs in July are. Just to give you an idea of what I'm trying to go through and show you. Clearly, you know, they're still well far away. However, I guess it's close enough, and I guess a breakout's going to work. So the very next day, I recommended people, if you were going to buy this one, seriously, the safest bet was to buy it as close as to like 570 and 575 as you can. Even here intraday, you didn't get a chance to, down 2%. But the next day, there you go, you got filled. But if you bought it at market the day before, you now have about a 5% loss. So you're probably pretty nervous. You decide to sell half. Well, God bless you that it got such a nice, great gap open today. But the people that held at the end of the day, that's a 32% gain in one day. And from actually the beginning, because that's what it actually should have been, As you can see, 26% gain. Not bad in a short amount of time whenever there needs to be some real good work done. So AFX, that looks great. However, GMBT, the one that followed the very next day, well, that doesn't look good at all. So very odd, very, very odd market that we're still dealing with here. Let me show you the New York Stock Exchange. Once again, I'm very happy. It's in a rising wedge that I was a little worried about, and I'll show you that wedge really quick. I never do like to see this. And as you can see, you can barely see it. It's kind of, I guess it's a short uptrend channel, but it just looks so wedgy because volume is so well below average. The only good news is you had a 2.5% gain today on higher volume. So that is, my friends, something to be happy about without a doubt. Plus, the indexes look fine. However, do you see this little base from June to July? There really are no bases out there. So even if this index does break out, it's going to probably end up being very difficult for me to buy new longs. Now, I hope I'm long. I still have to go through my charts and scans. But look at the NASDAQ today. Once again, is it a rising wedge? Probably not anymore. But let me go ahead and make it look like one just for my old sake. So there's my rising wedge. The only problem is that now it's going with heavier volume. The best subtle news is that let's go with all these green bars. How many accumulation days do we have? Since for the reversal on day 1, even though it was barely up, I'm going to go and count it due to the intraday reversal. So there's 1, there's 2 with the 13th, there's 3 with the 15th, big gains, then 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. So there's been quite a few accumulation days in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. NASDAQ's up 12 days in a row. I don't know who out there doesn't know that the market's bullish right now, and I know that there are short remorse. I don't have any remorse. I still have some longs going into this, so I'm fine. However, that cash I have on the sidelines, go study those 1999 past big winners. And go study those few that I posted in 2000, 2001. And go study the 2002 to 2000 period. Look at what these nice clean charts look like. You're not seeing them today, like I said, in stocks like the stocks I went along. Even ARST, the love that I loved, broke out with a V-shaped base. Let me try to go all the way out on this one. No, I can't. I can't go all the way out. But let me see if I can go arithmetic on it. ARST to see if it looks silly that way. No, but what it does is it does show the V-shaped pattern, as you can see. And the V-shaped pattern is just something you don't want. What you want is you want something that's more like this, where it's more U-y. You can't really twist the arm, but as you can see, it's more shallow. So you kind of want like what you see in May to June and not here in July if we're going to need our fast food. Hopefully we're working out a lot and everything to go ahead and eat stuff like that, to go ahead and keep working. So I don't know. I'm a bull because of the trend, but still a patient bull, and now kind of saying, come on, pull back. I need you to pull back because I need nice smooth bases. I don't have smooth bases. I mean, even look at this popular stock that everybody loves and it's been doing well, CMG. I love this, but what is this in April? And then what happened in May to follow it with all the big tall red bars? How is it supposed to hold this? The way things have been for this stock. Look at it from the whole 2008 perspective. At the end of 2007 to the bottom in 2008, it lost almost 75%. So kind of hard to be excited about buying patterns from April to July after such a huge crush as we've had. The good news is that there have been select IPOs that have been doing well. I don't want to jump to them. But is there anything else I want to show you about how well this market's been going? Yeah, look at this. Look at a long of ours that's been doing great personally. So today's also going to be a sell day, by the way. But here's where we go right here, add here, and then so there's the buy point. Of course, immediately, does it work? No, but it's got a tail on it. Of course, Mastering Bops, most of us that invest like this would hold on to almost all of it, because we see clearly the base is intact. And then, of course, as you go on, boom, everything works out fine. And until today's drop, they were up on their Rhino around 28% in a very short amount of time. However, those that have taking a position in Rhino that have gotten the big gains are probably then, very happy. But however, if you bought the better stock, or so it seemed the better stock, and now you're losing money, you're probably pretty upset and wish that you went long a stock like Rhino. Guys, don't be like that. Just realize that there's nothing we can do about this. Only 3% gain here. It's very volatile. And who would have known AVNR? I mean, AVNR, here's one that I bought back early on, right here, had an immediate, as you can tell, right there was a big day, a 48% gain. We already took some profits there, but then clearly, me and AVNR